Jacob the liar, Jacob the liar, Jacob the liar. Jacob the liar, Jacob the liar, Jacob the liar. It what Jacob would do. Jacob would lie to you. Just say like God ain't been treating you good, right? You've been talking to God, you've been praying to God. You think God love you, right? Do what Jacob would do. When you get tired of God, miss, Jacob would tell you a lie to suppress anything you got in your chest. Yeah, Jacob, the liar. Jacob the liar, Jacob the liar. That's how you feeling like you finna hang yourself. You done built this rope. Jacob will come in there and tell you he got a radio. And then him telling you he got a radio excite you. You like, what? I want to see that radio. Then he'll make you want to live again. Jacob, that's a liar. Why you let Jacob get you, man? Come on, man. Jacob. Let's take us to the Bible, man. Jacob, in the Bible, they tell you that Jacob, he was a deceiver from the jump. He hatched on to Esau. Oh, he a big brother, the first son or something like that. He latched on. And when he latched on, he gonna be able to look from the sideline. See when he need to do this and when he need to do that, just study. And then he'll know when to come in when it hit time. Yeah. They say Esau like, man, he know God. And then he like, man, God, I'm through with you. Do what Jacob would do. He'll come in and tell you he got a radio, man. You gotta hear what they saying on here, boy. Whew, I ain't got no radio, though. He ain't got no radio. He's just working for God. Jacob is a liar that's working for God. See, there was a thing about God, right? God is a selfish God. He's a jealous God. Okay, let me say it again. God is a selfish God, but you probably know him from being a jealous God. What God are we talking about? Not the God you believe in, but the God in the Bible. That's what we talking about. And they say he had, his tribe, Jacob was born, Abraham, Sarah, Lot, and then was begot, Yeah, we get to Jacob, He said he got a brother, he stole his brother's blessings. Now that's Jacob. He stole his brother's blessings. And then his mama Rachel, she helped him. That's what we know about Jacob for sure. See, how he got his brother's blessing, his mother had to help him. Where his mother come from? I don't know, man. A lot of stuff happened in that Bible. He said Abraham had Sarah, but then Sarah couldn't have no children, so he got Hagar, and then maybe the song, or the story keep going in that direction, And we saying, Rachel, she probably like one of them one that had babies, and she had Jacob. Why he chose Rachel though? Nah, we don't say he chose Rachel. Let's say something else, man. Why he a liar? Jacob, he'll talk you off a ledge if you're trying to kill yourself. Jacob, that's what he do. He worked for God. He one of God's true disciples. God is a fraudulent being. Put it like that. A fraudulent being, he need fraudulent tools that he can use. And he got Jacob. Jacob. Jacob the liar. See, look, I was watching that movie, right? And they were like, man, Jacob the liar, that's the name of it. So I wanted to watch it. Then I just started thinking, Jacob, he was in the Bible. And then I like, Jacob, man, you a liar. And then I ain't watched the whole movie. I couldn't take it no more because I'm tired of all these lies. People are trying to make you live, man. People are trying to talk you off of jumping off an edge of no return. That's what I don't like about Jacob, because Jacob know how to do that real good. That's all Jacob do, for real. Jacob cool with being God's slave. You want to follow Jacob? Jacob thinks something still funny. Jacob think like God is good. Jacob act like God is good, but God been really doing him hard. This is the thing about Jacob, right? He believe in God, but God been giving him a hard time for so long. And he gonna keep on doing it. He'll tell you, look, Jacob, you gonna have to suffer 400 years. That's what Jacob would do. He say, oh man, it's just gonna be 400 years? My people, my children, my descendants, you're just gonna keep using us like this? Okay, we're gonna do what you need us to do. That's Jacob, man. Jacob the liar. Look, I think I might watch the rest of the movie, but I just couldn't take it, man. When I saw Jacob talk a dude out for killing himself, the dude wanted to kill himself because he gave up on God. You gotta give up on God, man. God don't care about nobody but himself. I just playing. This is just fictional, right? Yeah, God don't care about nobody but himself. They gonna say, no, this is non-fiction. Nah, man, it's all theory, man, you know? However y'all want to feel right now, you know? Yeah, but God don't care about nobody himself. He'll get jealous. See, the God that you believe in, right? Or that person over there believe in, that God don't get jealous. But you believe in a jealous God. See, you probably from the tribe of Israel. So that's what I'm saying. You say Israel, man. God is real, you know. Yeah, you praising God like God is all that. But God is really the main person that's trying to, you know, stop you from seeing your blessings, you know. He don't want you to see your blessing. And if you get a blessing, he wants you to acknowledge him and say, I did it. I got my blessing because of you, God. See, that's what kind of God that is. Y'all like that God? I don't like that God. But it ain't about what I like. I just talking about Jacob. Jacob like that kind of God. Jacob like a God that make him work all the days of his life by sweating his brow. He don't want to get that much. Jacob said, okay, that's good enough for me. See, that's y'all. I just playing out all y'all. But that's Jacob. Jacob the liar. See, this what Jacob got. Jacob got lies. His whole being, his whole flesh is a lie. It's just like a person being born, he got a shadow, and the shadow was dark. It's no, like, everything you standing on is a lie. That's Jacob. He a liar. He's just a shadow. He don't have to worry about your problems, for real. He just got to serve God, the shadow. Man, that's Jacob. That's shadow, man. Everybody got a shadow. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to look at my shadow, and I was wondering about that, dog. If shadow follow me everywhere I go. I was doing that. Let it say I was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. I was paying attention to my shadow. And I said, man, something ain't right about that, dog. I got a shadow. And they ain't work with the sun. Who is the son? And he said his son made the sacrifice. He said, man, look, I want them Israels you got, boy. I want them Jacob the liars that you got, boy. I need that. I'll make a bet with you on this and that. And then they said that happened. JLB. And it was a job somebody had to do, you know, because, shoot, you know, just say like Israel. They father is God, right? Shoot, where they get all that lying material from? All that them deceitful ways from? They know how to do it, boy. And God, right? He gave them all that. It was in his spirit, you know. And then you make a bet with that guy. He said, look, man, I want the Israelites you got. And them Israelites, I can rule the world. I can rule the world. I can rule the world if I get the Israelite. Cause like, that's it, like, if I ain't really that good at ruling the world, if I got the Israelites, they gonna back me up just like how they were backing you up. The Israelites, like, they'll take all your stuff. It's just like an owner having a pet, right? The pet gonna do whatever they say because they respect the owner. That's how the Israelite is. They already respect their owner. Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah, that's what Jacob do. He's just an Israelite. Like, people be going through harsh circumstances, and the best thing they can do is really just not trust God. Just know God ain't really an honest person. See, an honest person will have you say, man, I need you to have faith in me. That's not what an honest person would do. Now, you can say God is everything, but is he honest? Yes, he's honest because he show you everything. But he don't tell you everything. He honest because he show you everything, but he go just say it like that. He gotta play a role. You know what I'm saying? Jacob do. He play a role like he just an individual in that movie, and everything harsh right now. But God got me here, so I gotta try to make out some of these people. I gotta add on, live on, so they can have some children. Then God will be able to have their son or their daughter, and then God can do something for them. You know. I just gotta make them live long enough to have another daughter. Then God gonna be, yeah, he gonna love that. Cause I made somebody live long enough to have another child. Yeah, that's wild, right? Yeah, that's wild because like their daughters and their son gonna be born in the world with God, and then God ain't gonna really be doing that and making the fool out of them and build his own selfish hype. That's all God doing. But then what Jacob do? The tribe of Israel, them Israelites, they keep it going. You know, it's like God came down here with a third of the stars. And what part of them stars is the Israelites? Once he had the Israelite, he knew he gonna win. And just say like, if Jacob is a liar, Esau must be staying on truth, right? If Esau stand on truth, he right. He know all God's ways and he stand in righteousness. God probably was so jealous. He got tired of Esau being right. He said, I'm going to make something for you. God's so jealous. He just started hating. It's the jealousy that made him start hating. Well, maybe it was a selfishness. He all about himself. It's like God ain't God no more. Because if God were God, he'd be walking in Esau ways. Esau doing everything right. Maybe God saw a part of himself that he didn't like. Yeah, that's probably what it was. He said, I'm going to do something with that. Then God was in his shadow. See, that what can happen, though. God being his shadow in your life. And then God just messing up your whole life. You believing in God everywhere you go. And he mess up your whole life. God do that, man. And then just say like you get tired of God's stuff. It's going to take you a long time because the Israelites, they already preached the word to your family, all the people that are raising you. They already did. They acts. One through how many? Sure. They already did. They do. Yeah, acts been going hard. They been committing their acts. And they been making permanent residence in God's establishment, you know. They done their job. So what you gonna do when you look for answers about God? You gonna go to the Israelites. You gonna go to Jacob the liar, and then Jacob gonna tell you what you want to hear at that particular time. He been watching your whole life. He been in your shadow, in your spirit somewhere. Cause they say Esau, he wasn't born by himself. He said somebody was grabbing his leg. They trying to come up with Esau. I mean, maybe they ain't how the story go, but I think it do. He said, I gotta grab hold of him. I'm coming up. God gave him the strength to grab your leg by your heel. And he came up. God gave him strength to do that. I mean, you had that problem, you'll be alright. It's like you in the Garden of Eden, and then the folks say, yeah, now you in here, everything right, boy. But then God didn't even tell you that it's gonna be something coming there to deceive you. Why didn't he tell you that? Why God let you fall, and then when you fall, he let you fall in your own guilt. You feel like you did something wrong. You taking the blame for God's problems, for God's failures, for God's delinquency. You taking accountability for something in your life that God did. You think you did something wrong, but really, God was just tricking you, being very deceitful. And then how long they gonna last if you think you did something wrong? See, now I gotta get ready to be quiet. Why I gotta be quiet? Because Jacob the liar, he'll bring somebody right now and tell them, hey, this and that, and then they gonna believe it. Because that's what they want to hear. Jacob the liar. Israelites. Jacob. Israel. He's saying Israel like, oh, Israel, boy. You know what I'm saying? He know how to preach that sermon for God, boy. Israel, you know. Why you think they say Israel, you know? He know how to do it. He know how to get the spirit, you know. They said, man, David had musicians. He had gatekeepers, too. I mean, where this is different from? It ain't different from our life. It ain't different from your life. I know you feel like it's a gatekeeper somewhere. Because every time you try to do something, somebody try to stop it. Like, just say you do the right thing, like Esau. You just keep on going. Then God come in. When God come in, you can't really beat God. See, you respect God, but you know you can't beat God. You know when God come in, you just gotta submit to His ways. And it's supposed to be good. Why? Because Jacob told you it's supposed to be good. But you gotta go through it. Yeah, you gotta go through that. Jacob. He told you that. He showed you that. That's what they do. They show you that, but they don't tell you that. That's the only thing, though. They ain't gonna tell you that. You just feel like you're going through hell and back. And then going back through hell, and then coming back, and then going through hell again. And that's sin, because you should keep on following God. It's like you serving a false idol. You believe in God. Man, you better stop believing in God, boy. God, He had you struggling for the rest of your life. And not care. Not care. And then when you stop believing in Him, He'll send Jacob, the liar, to try to testify good, His worthiness to you. Somebody that's seen what God will do if you believe in Him. God tell you, look, man, if you ask, you shall receive. And then when you ask God and keep on asking Him, He just turn you down. You're like, man, I don't pay no attention to what you say. And then you feel that over the years. You're like, man, what am I doing believing in God, man? I thought God was better than that. When I was a little kid, I thought God was everything. I thought God was all that. But now I see God just a selfish person. A very jealous person. He'll get jealous of me. If He see me making moves and then I'm shining in my light, God, He'll get jealous on me. And then His powers, he got access to powers that I haven't remembered that maybe I got access to. But when He see me trying to have access to those powers, He know He got to stop me. And who going to send? He going to send Israel. He going to send Jacob. He going to send the Israelites. When I say Israelite, it's going to be a lot of them coming. And you going to believe all the Israelites, because them Israelites done the job. Boy, they in your shadow. They been in your house as a shadow. They been in your birth as a shadow. Like, the time you came in the world, you had a shadow. So they know everything you know. What you going to do? Jacob the liar. I just want to talk about Jacob the liar, because Jacob going to do his job. I mean, that shadow came in the world for some reason. I don't know why it came in. But it just seemed like it just came in and deceived me. Sometimes I feel like just say, a dark place. But surrounded by me is light. But this ain't really light. This is a lie. Everything around me is a light. Then the darkness can illuminate light. That's what I gotta do. I be thinking. But then when I try to do that, God said, okay, Israelites, y'all done y'all job. I gotta get personal with them. You know, that's what they say Job did. Like, Job, I mean, he got tired of that stuff, man. I mean, God ain't right, man. That's how Job was talking, man. God ain't right, man. You can't tell me God right. Then he was saying so many reasons why God ain't right. God said, okay, the Israelites, I sent 3 Israelites to you. And they can't get through to you. So now, I know I ain't no more Israelite, because you're going to be sick. Because if I keep on doing the same move all the time, then I already know how that go. I just test my move out, you know, I bust about 3 moves on them, then I already know what I need to do. Once I bust 3 moves on them, I know where they at. So then I got to come down there and handle that. My Israelites have done a good job on them. So now it's my time. They're going to trust me. They're going to be like, oh, I finally seen God. God talked to me. He told me everything's going to be all right. I was finna jump off the edge, but I didn't. And God saved me. See, you want to hear what God say? God going to trick you. God going to tell you what you want to hear, just like the Israelites. Gotta love God, though. Because God can do something with your life, though. Like, it's just like you gotta be a fool. You gotta be like one of the Israelites. It's like becoming an Israelite. The Israelite is somebody who they don't really care about what God do. God can miss over them, and then they don't really care. They forgive God immediately. They're not gonna question God. That's what Israelites do. That's Jacob. Jacob even tried to help God. They got some type of devotion to God, them Israelites. It's amazing. Like, you gotta put that in the Bible, put that in the book. How faithful these people is. You know, but it like once you try to start putting in like today's turn in real time, damn, that wouldn't get real, man. You going through stuff in real time, and then now you in the real time, and then you thinking people around you, they fed up with God just like how you fed up with God. Well, why God let all this stuff go on for that long? You think he got plans on doing better? Come on, man. Come on, man. How long this been going on? You think he got plans on doing better? Yeah, he got plans on doing better, but what that mean for you and your descendants? Look how long this been going on, man. Yeah, that's Jacob, man. Jacob gonna come through there and tell you, look, man, this what God did for me. And he gonna listen. And then he gonna be so emotional. And like, he know how to sing. Like, they got some, God got some musicians. We got some gatekeepers. He got some things he can put together. Got some priests. You know what I'm saying? You know, when them priests get involved, the musicians and the gatekeepers, boy. It's on, dog. You don't even know about all that, right? Yeah. That's what you gotta love about God, though. Yeah, I'm not saying like I'm talking about God. I'm just saying like Jacob, he a liar. And then I found out he was a liar. Jacob, he believe he'll fool me real easy. I'm more like the serpent in the garden, right? They got too much game. They get all their game from God. God been fooling them so long. I don't think they need is to fool somebody else. God been fooling them so long. All they require is to fool somebody else. Then when they fool somebody else, they feel good. They think they God almost, so they feel like God walking with them. That they fool somebody else, make somebody else believe, man, life worth living. That's why I used to say when I was a little kid, I want to make people know this. Like, I used to be an Israelite. But now, like, if I was to be on, to have a message to say, man, I wouldn't be telling them people, man, God's good. Unless I try and get some money and just tell people they want to hear. I wouldn't do that, man. I wouldn't I wouldn't want to be Jacob. I'd be Esau. But Esau gonna get raw, though. Esau gonna get raw out here blessing. You gotta think about intellectual artists that do real things, and then they can't really prosper like that, because they ain't lying like Jacob. Jacob, he taking over the story. He's taking over the book. Almost the whole Testament, the whole Old Testament, They ain't talking about Esau and his descendants as much. It ain't much to say because they were walking the right way, Yeah. It's the lie, man. Everybody love that lie, especially if you're an Israelite. Yeah, that's what I gotta say, man. Everybody love that lie. I had just saw that movie, Jacob the Liar. I watched some of it and then I was mad. I felt furious inside because I felt like that what had been happening to me. Like everybody been lying to me. They were Israelites. And I've been believing them because I respected them. They had priests. They had gatekeepers. They had musicians. All of them did play their position. All of them play their position very well. Like, it's believable. I believed it for so long. But then God, it's like the Israelites, almost like, if God ain't had them Israelites, God wouldn't be anything. Like, God, his record would be wiped away from history. Because he ain't anything, They gonna be like, man, you can't talk about God like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Jacob, that I said that in front of your face, Jacob. I'm sorry, Jacob. That's why I gotta tell that liar. I gotta tell that liar. That's what I got. I'm sorry about that. See, Jacob lied when you lied to him. So that's why I want to tell everybody, man. You gotta lie. If you want to survive, and you already know that, cause you apply for a job, you can't tell them people the truth. If you just be real, man. You telling people the truth, you're not gonna get the job. Try it. See how it work out. Okay, the Israelite gonna say, no, that's not true. Okay, man. Listen to the Israelites. That's your option. That's your choice. Yes, you have a voice. Go express yourself. See, God let you go do that, cause then you in God's tunnels. You walking through that valley. You in God's valleys. He got plenty of valleys, cause he got all the Israelites. Them Israelites like money for real. Like, you follow their way, and then you can learn how to make some money. If you follow the Israelite, just like you be a liar, a good liar. You tell everybody what they want to hear, boy, you can make a lot of money like that. So it's like, the Israelite, you can't really hate on them that much, because they'll show you the way. They're more like Jesus. Maybe he was an Israelite. He gotta be 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 a Jacob, man. That's not right. That's what the Israelite gonna say. That's not right. Okay, it's not right. I take that back. God was not Israelite. I mean, the Lord was not Israelite. No, I mean, Jesus, he wasn't no Israelite. Sure, though, man. It seemed like the same thing happened to him. That what happened to the Israelite. The Jesus, like, that, he was true to God. He would do anything God say. And then God had him crucified. See, God ain't say him. Like, Jesus was in the Mount of Olives. He was praying all day. He was praying. Like, anytime he feel like he need to pray to keep his sanity, he just keep praying to God. It's like, look, man, if I got to do this, I got to do this. But look, man, I don't really want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you need me to do this, I do this. God said I need you to do this. Then he said, I got to drink this cup that God served for me. And he drank the cup. I ain't saying God, I mean, Jesus was an Israelite, but I'm saying, like, he will be like how the Israelite do. He will serve God. And then God do some stuff, like, in today's time, do that really make sense? Would a father really do that to his son? Nah, not in today's time. Because if a father do that to his son, he gonna get crucified. Why? Because that father don't seem like God. Only God can get away with that. I mean, God got an Israelites, and that father don't. Gotta have the Israelites, man. That's what I gotta do. I gotta get me some Israelites now. I start to understand, if I wouldn't be like God, I gotta get me some Israelites. I gotta get some people to believe in me. The only way they gonna believe in me is I tell them some lies. I gotta hide my true disguise. Yeah, I gotta be like Jacob. Jacob the liar. Jacob the liar. To conquer all my desires. Look, I ain't saw the whole movie. I just saw enough to say something about Jacob the liar. Yeah, I found out a way I can conquer all my desires because I know God. All the Israelites don't know God like I know God. But I know God. I seen all his ways. Why? Because I studied his Israelites. Yeah, I know Jacob. He's a liar. He's a pretty good liar, though. I'm talking about, like, he'll change your life when he lies. Jacob will have you believe in, like, you can really, like, do anything you want in life, anything you put your mind to. That's what I say. If you got enough money, you can do anything you put your mind to. But is God gonna give you enough money? I went and talked to some Christians, right? Now I'm telling them about my path with God, and then they were like, man, God ain't finna give you no money, man. I'm like, wow, I thought y'all were Israelites. There wasn't no real Israelites. There was some Esauites. All right, let's just leave it there. Yeah, Jacob the liar. Jacob the liar, man. I'm finna conquer all my desires. Why? Cause stay all y'all way. Yeah, Jesus could have did that, but Jesus was just, it was his first time down here. He can't, he had to go through it first. So when he come back, then he gonna have all the Israelite way. He gonna know all about the Israelites. He gonna know all about God. God that lead him on that cross, and then pay the cost. And then they gonna say, yeah, God did that so you can save the world, but then the whole world, the rest of the world, and then like the upspring from that, people still struggling. People still going through a hard time. People still questioning God. People still trying to find out what's going on in the world. So what cost did he pay? He did something for us. Yeah, of course he did something for us. But how much could he do? And God's still in control. Yeah, that's the question. I asked Jacob that. I said, Jacob, man, look. Hey, God keep making food out of y'all. And all y'all riches is just serving God. Like, y'all close to God's heart. But what about somebody that not close to God's heart like that, and they want real results? What Jacob gonna say? Oh, don't worry, God, he knows about all of that. No, listen to me. You have to believe me. God sees that. God knows that you've been seeking out for him and you really want results. That's how they gonna start it off. Yeah, Jacob. Hey, everybody want to hear the rest of that sermon, Jacob. We gonna get into it, man. We Esauites. Jacob, we Esauites. We ain't trying to have you take over because we know you have these people like, boy, it's the sermon right now. We don't want to give these people hope. We want to take away that hope. We don't want y'all to believe in God. We want y'all to stop believing in God. When you stop believing in God, you're going to have to figure something else out. And that's what you obviously been needing to do for how long? About 14 years? I mean, since you was a little kid, you've been needing to figure that out. For about 14 years, like, God ain't finna do nothing to keep this stuff going. He like this. You struggle. You're oppressors. Yeah. They seen way more blessed. They seen way more blessings. They seen get way more blessings. Like your oppressor. And all this stuff in the Bible, but they tell you that, but then they say, look, yeah, we gotta focus on this. I got them priests. The priests gonna tell them, look over here. Don't look at all the other stuff. Yeah, you got gatekeepers. Yeah. You got musicians. I'm a musician, you know. Then I act like a priest. But then I must be a priest that God ain't satisfied with. I ain't worrying about that. God, he know who I am. And that's why he do me like that. He respect me. He don't respect the Israelites like that. He know who he stole from. He stole from Esau. Yeah, he gave it to Jacob, the liar. Yeah, this is all about Jacob, the liar. We were just shining the light on Jacob, the liar. Jacob the liar, Jacob the liar. Tell you what you desire. Jacob the liar. Tell you what you desire. Work for hire. Work for hire. Work for hire.